They said, they want me to do a dance studio. I was like, let's try it for a year, see what happens. Well, here it is 28 years later with 2 dance studios, so.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules.
I actually was either going to be a special ed teacher or go into nursing. And then a friend of mine who had theater up in Forest City called me up and asked me if I would choreograph. It was called the Forest City Follies. I didn't even know where Forest City was at the time. And I was doing a show at Marywood with Standing Room Only. I was choreographing for them, plus I was in it. It was West Side Story. And he called me up and he asked me to do this, and I refused, like I turned it down. I started choreographing the show. I was doing the one number. The one number then turned into tons of numbers. And then I had a few parents coming up to me saying, open up a dance studio up here. You'll do great. You work great with the kids. They're learning from you. And I was like, I can't have a dance studio. I haven't been dancing long enough.
Dave and I were actually partnered up in Swan Lake at Valley Theater when I was 13. He was my partner. That's when we first met. And we've been hanging out ever since.
I chose Dave's studio because family members went here, or friends of family, and I heard very good stuff about it, and so I came here to start dance, and I loved it since I started here.
When I was about 3, I begged my mother to sign me up for lessons. She didn't want to because she hated dancing, but she said okay, and that was 44 years ago. I haven't stopped.
I stuck with dance because dancing is something I always loved to do, even when I was young. As soon as I could start walking and running, I've been dancing on my own.
When I was in high school, I started doing the plays. I didn't actually start doing plays until high school. And then when I graduated from high school, I got heavily involved in plays. And that's when I started dancing. I was actually 21 when I took my first dance class.
My favorite class is hip hop because I've always had an interest in hip hop. But after that, it'd have to be jazz or tap.
Jazz is my favorite of all. I love to teach jazz. I'm more musical theater, so a lot of the jazz classes that I teach is musical theater.
I love ballet. I've always loved it, and I hope that all my students love it. I want them to understand that it's the root of all dance, and they really should enjoy it. It's beautiful to watch.
Yes, I had choreographed for 6 different high schools. I was doing them all at the same time for, I'd say, 10 to 12 years. So musical theater is my big thing. A lot of my jazz classes are based on musical theater. When you're putting on a dance show, you have to appeal to the whole crowd. And so we try and make it entertaining. The music we use is hitting all groups. So we try and pick songs that, the whole crowd, there's going to be one song that they at least enjoy in it. And we put so much theater into ours. It's not a typical dance recital. There's a big theme with it. We bring in tons of special effects and try and keep a storyline going. We had a karate teacher who wanted to see if we were interested in having karate here. And so a bunch of us teachers took the class, and it started going very well.
I stuck with karate because when I was a kid, I had very bad ADHD. My dad put me into karate to help out with that, and it helped a lot. But after I got done with the ADHD, I stuck with it because it helped me be a better person with everything, society, my family.
So one of his teachers, we stayed with us and turned the program. His name is Bob Plea. He has turned the program into a fantastic karate program. It's really good. It's going well.
Favorite Nazi school of dance is because you work so hard, and then when you get to the show, you just show it out.
Tap.
Why?
Because of the move Buffalo.
Guys, like, the show, and Mom watched me in the show.
Say hip hop because I can get all jabbed up.
Because I like to move the way they move with the ballet shoes.
All the teachers and they work together as a group, and they make it fun for us, and and it's really interesting.
Actually, one of our former students who graduated from our studio was working with the Keystone Group. And before I had the dance studio, I worked at the St. Joseph Center. And I loved doing that kind of work. And again, that was one of my choices. I was either going to be a special ed teacher or go into nursing. And so one of my former students worked with Keystone. She said, we have a group that would love to dance. Would you be interested in teaching them? We started it, and here they are all these years later. It was a wonderful experience. I mean, it's really a great experience having Keystone dance with us, and the audience loves them. They steal the show. They really do.
I love
What's it like watching kids go from like 3 years old to 18 and graduating?
You mean like seeing you grow up like that? It's really, really rewarding. It really, like when you see, like right now, because we've been around 28 years, like it's really sentimental.
I still think that they're little kids, and then they come here with their children, and it's hard for me to see them as grown-ups. I still think of them as children.
28 years, it's a long time, but when I see like the kids come in at 3 and some of them are scared to leave their parents' side, and you'll see like the first few classes they may be crying, and then to see them growing up and then turn into these beautiful dancers. I mean, we have really produced some beautiful dancers here, really. We have some really good dancers.
Final battle is going to be hard because it's going to be my final battle here as a student, and as a senior here, it's going to be difficult.
Dave really wants everyone to succeed and to have fun, and there's no judging here. Everyone can be themselves and relax and just have fun.
The staff here is so great because everybody will take the time to come help you whenever you need help. They'll take their time with, if you're stuck on a dance step or you're stuck with choreography, they'll help you.
One thing that we're told about our studios, we're very family orientated here. It's not just a business. The people don't walk in and they're treated like a customer in a business. We're very, I mean, when you see our shows, closing night, everybody's on stage crying. As much as I keep saying, I'm not crying this year, we're very close, we're very family, and the same thing with the staff. I think most of our staff are students that took here that I promote to staff, so they know the way that we work. Like especially Tara and I, we've been together 28 years now, so we read each other's thoughts.
I love it. He's one of my best friends, boss and friend.
And as we carry it through, that is very family, very loving. It's not just a studio that you learn dance. I mean, we have graduates who come back to us and say, you don't know the impact you made on our life.
This studio makes it so special because it's not just a studio. When everybody gets to know you, it becomes a family. It becomes a part of your lifestyle.
I'm not saying we're producing Broadway stars, but we're building self-esteem, building character, making people proud of who they are. We give every student a chance to shine.
It's not just a dance studio where you go there, you dance and you're done. You come here, talk to teachers, they'll have fun, they'll talk to you. But when it gets down to business, they will get down to business, whatever they have to do.
You know, life is too serious, and especially now to be a child, a student in school, there's so much bullying and bad things happening that I want them to know that this is a place that they could come, just be themselves and have fun. Like that's the one thing I want out of our studio. And I want the students to look back and say, I always enjoyed it there, I always had fun. And that's what I would like to be remembered with the studio. You know, it was a fun place to go and we did great shows.